and welcome back to Jazz's Angel Number Tarot. I'm excited to get into today's video because today we're going to do a romance pick a card and we're going to see who Spirit has waiting for you. Who is Spirit trying to guide you with, wanting you to be with romantically. So my Etsy shop is in the description if you'd like a private tarot reading. That is where you can find me. Other than that, pause the video if you need more time with the piles. You can always pick more than one pile. We have group 1 with the pink stone, group 2 with the blue stone, group 3 with the yellow stone, and group 4 with the purple stone. So just take 3 deep mindful breaths, center yourself, your intuition, and then pick the pile or the piles you're being called to, and we're just gonna get started. All right, if you chose group 1 with the pink stone, this is who Spirit has waiting for you, planned for you. So the first few cards we have under your stone, first of all, we have the companion card. So this card in itself is very telling. This one says loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. So at the bare bones of what Spirit wants for you in terms of a relationship, Spirit wants you to be with someone who is a really good partner, a really good companion for you, someone who will go anywhere with you, try anything once, do anything with you, someone who is a true partner. It's giving life partner energy where it's like, okay, I want my person, you know, my person that I can always count on, lean on, depend on, the person I'm building a life with, the person that also allows me to mutually support them and be there for them, you know, your person. That's the energy that this is giving. So that's what we have first. Then we have mud, study, and water. So you may not know like what you want to do with your life. You may be in the weeds, you may be in the mud, you may be in a place where you're trying to get a lot of shadow work done or really face yourself and who you are. And it doesn't have to be like a negative thing or a shadowy aspect. It could just be a very muddy process because you're trying to be authentic. So you're sifting through, okay, this is programming by society, this is programming by my parents, this is programming by my own desires, and you're releasing those things. It's kind of like you're in the mud or in the like after the transition of becoming your more authentic self, but then it's like, okay, so what is my life now? How do I create? Because I still exist in the 3D, I still exist in the matrix. So where do we go from here? I'm authentic to me. I feel like I'm living in my power and my purpose, but also now, where do we go from here? I'm still in the mud because I'm still figuring out like where I fit in, not in a way where I'm trying to fit in on an interpersonal level, but like how do I maximize my experience now? So in some regard, you guys are in the mud and Spirit is saying like, I want you, I have planned for you a true companion, someone who's loyal, someone who has the tenacity to get through the mud, someone who has the discipline to get to the other side, and someone who's really genuinely there for you. And then we have the water card here. So Spirit is wanting you to be with someone who's emotional, someone who is intuitive, someone who honors their emotions, not someone that shoves everything under the rugs and like cries on their own, someone who will acknowledge their emotions and how they truly feel and allow you to support them. And then we have the study card. So this lets me know, again, it's like you may be out of the process of learning who you are, but more study is now being called of you to move forward in your life. So someone who understands that you may be on a personal spiritual journey that doesn't like make sense or doesn't benefit them. You know, a lot of people look for partnerships with people specifically that will benefit them. Like, okay, this person is really good at making money, or this person is really good, you know, with talking to people. So this person is going to benefit my life because they're going to help me become an extrovert. You're already on your own path of becoming yourself. You need someone who can understand that you're also on a personal journey and you're figuring yourself out. So your moods likely change from day to day. You're learning new things and you're in like your artistic phase in a way where it's like you're creating, you know, and you need someone who can understand that. We also have the innocence card and the grace card here. So you need someone with a childlike nature, someone who's willing to be a little cringe, someone who's willing to be, you know, a little embarrassing, someone who's willing to be vulnerable, also someone who can be taught, someone who can learn. You probably, you know, Spirit is, you know, really kind of wanting you to be with someone who is more willing to learn as well. Like, dang it, I just lost the thought. There was something that came in specifically and I lost it. I forgot what Spirit was saying with that one. Quick little download, in and out. But we have the grace card and the innocence card. So someone who is likely on their own spiritual journey. That's what it was as well. Someone who has their own relationship with spirit, the divine, someone who's on their own spiritual path. And then we have the grace card. You know, when you think of like a grace period, like say your rent is due on the 1st, a grace period is when like you can pay on the 3rd without getting a late fee or having a penalty. That's what grace is. Grace is like a little wiggle room, even though you may have made the wrong decision, or even though, you know, rightfully so, you could be punished for the situation or something negative. You know, even if this person has all the reasons to be upset with you or mad at you for something, they give you grace. Spirit wants you to be with someone who's not so cut and dry, someone who doesn't leave you high and dry. We have the visionary, the child wounded, and the judge. So that's very interesting. The child wounded is the most interesting to me. Awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. Opens the learning path of forgiveness. So spirit kind of wants you to be with someone who has a purpose in serving children. And I don't feel like the revelation has been revealed as to why yet, because obviously for every one of you, it's not like, oh, that's what you feel and you just need someone who's already on that journey. I feel like that has something to do with your purpose. So you may have been called to work with children or wounded children or teach people forgiveness. Children is also a very symbolic, you know, kind of thing. It's not always talking about literal like kids. So you could be called to help people, to teach people and help them learn forgiveness, and also how to get out of the weeds, how to get untied from the matrix and step into themselves. And Spirit says this person has that quality. We have the judge, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. So you need someone who's going to be fair, someone who doesn't always feel like they need to take the lead, doesn't always need to be in control, someone who allows you to have a say, someone who allows you to, you know, take the lead and feel important, to be an equal in this relationship. And then the visionary, this one says capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So you need someone who can support you without getting jealous of you. If partners can be jealous of you, like if you're doing better in life than your partner, or if you're making less money than your partner when you get in a relationship, someone can easily become jealous once you really start to step into your power, step into your purpose, and they can become jealous if they don't feel like they have a purpose, or they don't feel like they have as much personal power or money, whatever it is. And you need someone who will back your career, back your life, you know, support you without getting jealous or feeling like they have ownership over you, or that you owe them, you know, something. Someone who is also very respectful of women, to be plain. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse and the King of Swords in reverse. So you need someone who can respect your divinity as a woman, or someone who can respect your feminine energy. That can be your intuition. Someone, if you say, you know, babe, I really get a bad idea about this person, someone who will listen to you, listen to your feminine energy, your intuition. Someone who can see your vision for yourself, because when you're in this phase where you're trying to figure things out, it's muddy. Like you know, it can be muddy, it can be confusing, it's not cut and dry because you haven't discovered everything yet. You need someone who's very, very much so willing to be vulnerable. We have the Fool and the Tower. So even the version of yourself that you are now is not who you're going to like be. You haven't even fully stepped into your divinity, your purpose. But we have the Ten of Pentacles, someone who's willing to build a solid foundation with you, and someone who wants forever with you, someone who puts in the effort to have a long-lasting relationship with you, someone who has a lot of respect for you with that Queen of Cups. And to be honest, I feel like you guys may struggle with like low vibrational periods of time, stints of depression or something like that, because you need someone to understand that you're just not always happy, and the negative emotions have to transmute out of you, but there's nothing that someone else could do to make you like feel better or to get out of your space. It just needs to happen. It needs to process. So you need someone who's not going to give up on you because they feel like they're working to make you happy and it's not working. You need someone to accept that you cannot be my source of happiness. You can't make me happy. So it's not your job to. just let me go through my process and I'll bounce back. But someone who can be patient and someone who's just loyal, someone who's just there for you. We have the King of Swords in reverse, and then the Queen of Wands in reverse. We also have the Page of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles. So this is giving me an energy of I'm still learning, I'm still growing. But at the same time, with the Hierophant and the Eight of Pentacles, I'm a hard worker, I'm determined. But this is kind of like a messy process and I'm in the thick of it, and you need someone to understand that. And this is who Spirit wants you with. So I would definitely be patient, you know, for this person, because it will be well worth it. And this is who Spirit has planned for you. My Etsy is below if you want a private tarot reading. That is where you can find me. But that was your message, Paula, and I'll talk to you soon. Now offering 7-day vigil candles burned on my personal altar for money, transformation, romantic love, psychic ability, clearing negative energy, passion, power, and more. All right, if you chose group 2 with the dark blue stone, this is your reading. Who does Spirit have planned for you? Who does Spirit want you to be with? So the first card we have here is the Poet, someone who is a good communicator, someone who is good with words. And also I'm getting this energy, it's like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I'm also getting like a talk to me nice type of energy. So you may genuinely need someone to like be mindful and conscious of how they speak to you. You may be like, you know, I don't know, maybe it could come from anywhere, childhood trauma, just a matter of preference. Regardless, you like to be talked to in a certain kind of way, and Spirit has planned for you a person that is very good with words, someone who the way they string together words is just automatically in a way that you can easily receive it. It's easy, it's peaceful. The Poet, this says, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. You may also like it when someone, or need someone to not give you the direct answer or solution, but to kind of lead you to the best answer within yourself. So someone who can tell you your opinion but still leave it open-ended, so it's not like a command, like you need to do this, or this is why you're having a problem, this is why things are not working. But someone who can kind of lead you further into yourself so you can find the answer within. We also have Truth, the Unknown, and Beginnings. So honestly, Spirit wants you to be with someone who will just flat out surrender to you, surrender to the relationship with you. I feel like you guys may have been in relationships with very combative people, because the fact that the Truth card is coming up to tell you about who Spirit has planned for you lets me know that this is important. Spirit has planned for you a relationship with a person who will naturally submit to you, someone who respects you, someone who will honor your divinity and your personal power and not feel like they need to lead you or teach you or control you, someone who co-creates with you. We have the Beginnings card, so also someone who's not tied into a relationship. I feel like I'm getting your tea, because this is like, I'm like, why are these things coming up to talk about this person? It feels very contrasting, like you guys may have dated people who, you may have had a lot of third-party situations, just to keep it a buck. You may have had a lot of third-party situations, or someone else had always been chosen over a relationship with you, or first, like someone else got chosen and then they kind of crawl back to you later. So this is like an energy of you having your own beginning with someone where you are their first choice, where you are the person that they want. And then we have the Unknown card, so someone that's honestly very different, maybe different from your usual type. Someone who's not like anyone that reminds you of your ex. That may be something that happens to you a lot. You have relationships and it's like, it just always feels like this person reminds me, some quality in them just reminds me of like a bad experience. So you need someone who you don't have that with. We have Longing and Events. So you guys may be the kind of person who likes to go out a lot, but you like your partner to stay at home. Let's just keep it G. Let's keep it real. This is between me and you, so we can talk about it, and you can be honest about what it is that you like. There's an energy of you having your own life outside of this person, and you kind of want this person to wait for you, not to feel like they have to match your energy. You may prefer someone who's a homebody, someone who's grounded, whereas you're an entrepreneur. You need someone stable, someone anchored, earth energy, someone someone who has their own life, someone who has their own things that they can, you know, keep busy with, whether it's like they love to read and they love to learn languages and things like that. They love to study. You need to be with someone who kind of has their own thing going on and doesn't feel like they always need to match your energy and be out and about just because you're out and about. I just get this energy where in a contrasting way, you need someone who's a very secure and stable anchor for you. Spirit, who do you have planned for group 2? Ooh, we have the trickster. Okay, someone who is very wise, someone who is very smart, someone who you cannot run all over. You guys may have like a Gemini Mercury or like an air sign in your Venus or Mercury. These placements are typically really good with the mental gymnastics, and depending on the placement in your chart, it can be a sore spot for relationships. So Spirit is saying you need someone who can get right with you, someone who leads you to the answer by cause and effect. So say you try to play games with them and you stay out way longer than you're supposed to. This is like an energy of this person not picking up. If you try, you listen, okay? Listen, you're not gonna play with this person. You try to call them and start an argument with them. This is the kind of person to literally end the call and not pick up and maybe even block you for the night if you're trying to turn up. Like, this is the kind of person who you can't really be a brat with. You can't really get over on. Someone who can really match that energy if needed. Trickster, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. You need someone who isn't as predictable as, you know, in a way where it negatively affects you. Because if you're someone who naturally is more inclined towards putting your partners through it a little bit, being a little bit a brat, or being, you know, hitting them with the mental gymnastics and confusing them, Spirit is like, you need someone who will zig when you're gonna zag, like someone who's not gonna get lost in the sauce of your shadow side. And that's best case scenario, that someone has the tools to handle your shadow. The Saboteur came out as well. This one says highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes that it would bring into your life. So you need someone who's going to help motivate you. When you say that you want something, when you say that you want to do something, you need someone who's, oh, some of these are already flipped over from the last group. You need someone who's going to press the issue, someone who's going to push you to continue on, someone who's going to bring out your best self. We got the King of Cups and the High Priestess. Wow. So there's an energy of you guys being very smart. There's an energy of you guys being very intuitive. And Spirit is like, the person that I have planned for you is just solid. They're of solid character. They're dependable, but they can't be pushed over. They're very smart. We got the Ten of Pentacles as well. Someone who believes in having a solid foundation and a comfortable home space. The home may be very important to you. Even if you like to travel, even if you like to be out and about, you like your home a certain kind of way. You like it clean, you like it cozy, and you like to feel secure. You like to have a full pantry, a full kitchen, and you need someone who's going to be able to match that energy and someone who values that as well. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse, and then the Judgment card in reverse. So to be honest, you may not be exactly ready for this person. You may still be in like your toxico era, where you're a bit toxic, where you're, you know, kind of all over the place, where you're not completely ready to submit to anyone. This kind of offer may be coming in a little bit too soon. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Earth energy is kind of slow moving. Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands in reverse. So you did not expect something like this to come up so soon. So I just feel a little bit of tension perhaps with this, where it's like this offer is coming in sooner than you're ready for it, because there's an energy here where it feels like you're still in your phase where you just want to do your thing. You're not ready to feel like you have to answer to someone or be held accountable when it comes to like whatever it is you want to do. And I feel like even though this person has their own things to do and things like that, if they see that you're like not a free spirit, but just all about like being out and not trying to be in a relationship, there may be tension there. We have the Hanged One in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So this relationship is likely going to come in while you're having like your villain arc or your free era, you know, where you're just doing whatever it is that you want to do. So just be mindful of that. It may come in considerably sooner, and it may be kind of like some tension with you submitting to this relationship because it feels very grounded and stable before you're ready for something that grounded and stable. But this is what Spirit is saying, like, would be really good for you. So that's what I got for you guys. My Etsy is below. If you want a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that was your reading. I'll talk to you soon. Now offering 7-day vigil candles burned on my personal altar for money, transformation, romantic love, psychic ability, clearing negative energy, passion, power, and more. All right, if you chose group 3 with the yellow stone, this is your reading. Who does Spirit have waiting for you in love? So the first card we have is the Vampire card. Ooh. Okay, so this one says, makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So tapping into this energy, this is a relationship that you can definitely benefit from. Spirit is saying there are people that have been draining you, people that have been taking advantage of you, and there's also been like areas of yourself where you've allowed your energy to leak towards certain people. It could be relationships, it could be friends, it could be family, whatever, but there are certain soft spots that you have that haven't served you, and you need someone who's going to be honest with you and make you aware of where you're too compromising or where you're trying to be too good for people, too there for, you know, be there for people too much to the point where it doesn't even, you know, benefit you. We have the Love card, we have the Clarity card, and the Ocean card. So Spirit has someone waiting for you that is very tapped into their own emotions with the Ocean card. Someone who can really go there. Someone who can talk about the dark things that you've been through, or, you know, the dark things that you feel in your spirit and your experience. There's an energy here of you needing to be able to be genuine with your partner. If you're not able to be genuine with your partner, it keeps you in this cycle of just people pleasing because the relationship isn't serving you. So you naturally go into, well, let me just make this the best possible experience for them, and then I'll just take whatever crumbs kind of like get left over that I can benefit from. But you know, those like jumping into that mode because people are not serving you is keeping you from having like a full relationship experience where you feel like, you know what, this person is adding to my life like I'm adding to their lives. We also have the Clarity card. So Spirit is saying you need a clear communicator, someone who's not going to confuse you, someone who's also not going to take advantage of your confusion. If you're someone who's indecisive or just kind of naturally confused, or just really you question yourself a lot, you need someone who's going to allow you to go through that process, and not someone who's just going to choose something for you, but it's like just the best thing that benefits them. You know, like someone who's not going to take advantage of your process, someone who will understand your process and be patient with you. And then we have the Love card. So someone who just honestly loves you in a very genuine way. Spirit is saying you guys need a very genuine, kind, loving, decent human being. A decent, just good partner. Spirit, what do you have for group 3? We have Autopilot, Desert, and Travel. Interesting. So with the Autopilot card, it really kind of feels like you guys soar when you have a routine, and you need someone that's going to keep you or hold you to that routine. So whether it's going to the gym every week, or, you know, cooking home cooked meals every other day, or meal prep, or, you know, sticking to what it is you said you were going to do. So for an example, if you're stuck in a job that you don't really like, you need someone who's going to be able to hold you accountable and say, okay, you said that you were going to look for new jobs. So did you look for new jobs, you know, this week? Like, did you spend 30 minutes, an hour looking for new jobs on that the other day? Okay, so it's been a couple days. Let's do it again. You know, someone who's going to hold you to your own word, and someone who's going to be able to kind of help you to that next level. Someone who's going to be able to help you and really be there for you. A stable, solid, grounding energy. Someone who's consistent. We also have the Desert card. So to be honest, you guys may not, you may be like asexual, like you may be someone who isn't easily turned on, someone who isn't all about physical intimacy, someone who flat out maybe you just don't even like physical intimacy. You need someone who doesn't feel entitled to you physically, someone who can be comfortable not getting a bunch of like romance or affection from you. If you're naturally a more like non-romantic person, or someone who takes a long time to warm up for people and to feel like you want someone to even be close to you in that way, you need someone who's going to understand that. And Spirit is like, I got something for you if you can wait for it, but this is what I have planned for you. And then we have the travel card. I get like a 50-50 energy with that. Some of you guys like to travel already. Some of you, Spirit is saying you need someone who's gonna, you know, take you to new places. Someone who's going to travel with you, kind of get you out of your shell. Now this is interesting. We have the victim and the dilettante. The victim says prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the vampire energy, where it's like, there's people who will take from you. And if you're more of a dominant person, you'll probably end up being the taker, while everyone else is like the subordinate person to that energy. So you've likely, because of your more receptive, softer energy, it feels, more subordinate energy, you've probably been taken advantage of in your life. But also, Spirit is like, you need someone who's going to be honest with you about how you freely give your energy away. And then it's like you want to recoup your losses after you've already made that decision to give your energy away. So then you end up feeling like someone has done something to you, but not necessarily you gave that to them. You gave them that power over you, that power to say that, do that. It's like, fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice, shame on me. You know, so you need someone who's going to be honest with you about how you're allowing people to run all over you, or how you've allowed people to have way more from you than they should. And then the dilettante says delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So you may be someone who's drawn towards a certain lifestyle just because that's what everyone else is drawn towards, but you don't even really care about that or resonate with that. This person's going to reveal that. This person is a truth bringer. I don't feel like they're necessarily a truth teller where it's like, oh, they're just coming at you with the words. I feel like they show you, you know, and it's like, it's almost like it makes you question, like, if it's just an ascension you're going through because of how much is being revealed through this relationship. Like, dang, is this activating me? Is this causing me to go through an ascension? But also, you may be an artistic person, and it says delights in the arts without having to be a professional. So, you know, this person is going to motivate you to draw, to paint, to be artistic, to be an entertainer, whatever it is that you want to do, even if it's not bringing you money right now, even if you're not being professional, you still deserve to do that thing that you love to do. Even if you're not trying to be on the next Netflix show or on TV, you still deserve to go to community theater and take an improv class and just enjoy the art of acting, if that's what you love, or enjoy the art of singing, to participate in karaoke, or to go into amateur nights and just share your talents online. You need someone who's going to motivate you and let you know that even if you're not a professional or making money from something, you still get to enjoy yourself. You still get to enjoy your talents and your gifts. So we have the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords coming up. That's a lot of motivational energy. That's a lot of energy of someone being behind you. This person isn't taking the lead and forcing you to do anything. This person is giving you the motivation to do certain things yourself. This person is backing you. They're supporting you. Knight of Swords, they're encouraging you. Knight of Wands, they're just as passionate with you. They're keeping you on track. And with the Sun card, that's all about success and being happy. So I feel like this relationship is going to transform your life in the best possible way. Oh, that's interesting. We have the Four of Wands in reverse and the Four of Pentacles. So you may not be in favor of marriage or conventional relationships. I was getting a little asexual tease for a small portion of you. Obviously, not a lot of people are, but I was getting a little bit of that. So you may have unconventional or take a long time to feel like you want to get married to someone. So this person needs to be understanding of that, and they will be. We have the Chariot, the Ten of Wands, and the Page of Cups. So someone who's supportive, someone who's loving, and someone who's genuine, not someone who feels entitled to you, your body, your space, your energy. Someone who can be a part of your story, but not be the apple of your eye and the light of your life. Someone who can just be a character in your story and supportive of you. And that's what I got for you. My Etsy is below if you want a private tarot reading. But other than that, that's your spread today. I'll talk to you soon. Now offering 7-day vigil candles burned on my personal altar for money, transformation, romantic love, psychic ability, clearing negative energy, passion, power, and more. All right, if you chose group 4 with the purple stone, this is your reading. Tapping in to see who Spirit has waiting for you, planned for you. So let's see. The first card here we have is the Queen. This one says, radiates regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So you need someone who's mothering, someone who's very connected to their feminine energy, someone who has respect and protects feminines, someone who's tapped into their intuition, someone who's regal, someone who cares, someone who has a strong feminine aura to them. We have transformation, victory, and beliefs and traditions. This is interesting. With transformation and beliefs and traditions, this almost makes me feel like you guys want to have a non-traditional relationship and you're creating that yourself with the transformation card. Or this is giving me an energy of you guys are finally ready to like really settle down with someone, and you need someone who you can create something unique with, someone who's also ready for that, someone who's ready to go through the process of committing to one person. And then we have the victory card here. You guys may be an athlete. You may want to have kids and raise your kids to be athletes. I'm just getting that very specific download for someone. But with the victory card, it's like you need someone who can see, you know, certain phases and cycles all the way through. Someone who puts in the work for the relationship to be long-lasting. Someone who genuinely cares about you. Yeah, we have the soulmate card, a perfect match. You know, and that's the thing about soulmates. Soulmates are those people that we go through those big transformations with, because usually you meet your soulmate when it's like a catalyst for a huge growth spurt or a huge change. Ooh. We have temptation and seclusion. This is very interesting. So tapping in, Spirit is saying you need someone who has a life outside of you, but also shares something very special with you. Someone who isn't the center of your life, the center of your focus, but a beautiful accent to your story. We have the air card at the bottom of the deck. I always take that as a sign because I always put my decks face down, but when I just randomly accidentally put it up face up, I know Spirit is trying to talk. So you may be an air sign, but you also need someone with that air-like quality, someone who's not super attached to forever being the same every day. Someone who's willing to create a new life with you, to experience a new life, a different kind of life, a different way of living. Someone who can be comfortable in a changing relationship. We have the visionary as well. You guys may want to live life unconventionally. You may be really feeling called to living like more of a life where you have your own homestead, where it's like you have a cottage and you have land and you grow your own crops, you grow your own food, or where you move to a different country. You may be called to live life always traveling, or living life in an RV. There's a visionary element to this person where they can see it. You need someone who can see it. You know, you may be an inventor, a very creative person, someone who's always, you know, creating different art projects, and someone who's always, you know, into just new, creative, different, abstract kind of things. And you need someone who can entertain that. Someone who isn't so stuck in the status quo that they can't understand you, they can't see it, even if they don't have to create it themselves, but they can't even like entertain what you want to do or what you're thinking or what you're feeling. We have the Destroyer, oh my goodness, and the Visionary. With this Destroyer energy, I feel like you need someone who can really break down your walls and who can really work through those blocks that you have as a person. There's an energy of you guys being stuck in your own ways in a way, and so used to things being constantly changing that you expect people to adapt to that, but then you also have these very concrete parts of yourself that haven't changed in years. And you need someone who can break down those walls and help you recreate yourself as well. You may always have your outside world changing, that you genuinely feel like you're always changing, but really it's like you're reacting to your environment. So yes, you are changing, but it's more adapting than true change within. So I feel like this person is kind of like blowing your mind in terms of that, and helping you to realize like you have your own blocks and we're going to work through them, and this is a safe space to do that. The Destroyer says releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for new life. So when it comes to your shadow or your own aspects of self that don't exactly serve you, this person is going to help you work through that. And then the Visionary, this one says capacity to envision what is yet not conceivable to others. So someone who can entertain your ideas and your quirkiness and, you know, whatever it is that you're interested in at the time. I know I've had some crazy ones. I'm not even going to talk about it because it's like really like, you'll really be like, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with you, girl. But anyways, we have the willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So someone who can help you, someone who can help you, you know, bounce ideas off of them, and someone who doesn't feel entitled to who you are, to your creation, someone who doesn't feel like they need to have a stake in your company or your wealth just because they've been there for you or helped you through certain things. You may have dealt with that from a person in the past, someone who felt like they needed to be, you know, paid for being there for you or something like that. I don't know. We have the Six of Cups and the Five of Wands. So there's this comfortable chaos energy here where it's like Five of Wands, we're kind of all over the place, but it's like organized chaos. You need someone who can just understand you and allow your inner child to live, and also allow you to give to them in time. There's an energy of you not giving yourself right away to your partners, or taking a long time to warm up or to really trust someone, or an energy of you having to be intentional about how much you give to people, because in the past people haven't appreciated it, or they're taking advantage of it, or they felt entitled to, you know, who you are and your wealth and what you had to give. So now you have to consciously like hold back your wealth, your resources, your money, whatever, from people, so that people don't feel entitled to that. And you need someone who's going to understand that, and that's what Spirit has planned for you. We have the Eight of Wands and the Ten of Wands. So also someone who gets over things generally quickly, someone who doesn't hold grudges. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So that's giving me more of that non-conventional energy. Ten of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, that's like, okay, we're going to work with Spirit to create something unique to us, something that works for us. But Ten of Pentacles in reverse, that conventional life that society tells you to aspire to work your entire life, and then settle down once you're too old to really do anything, and your body's all blown out because you've been working your entire life. We don't want that. It's like we want to enjoy the fruits of our labor now. We want to be happy now. With the Sun card and the Eight of Pentacles, it's like work hard, play hard type of energy. We want to enjoy our lives now. We don't want to have a cottage and learn to grow our own crops at 60 plus, you know, when we can finally retire. We want to start that life now. The Magician in reverse, we don't know exactly how to do it though. So you need someone who's going to be interested in like meditating with you, or Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, someone who's willing to conceptualize with you and bring something from your heart into your 3D reality. And that's who Spirit wants for you. That's who Spirit has planned for you. My Etsy is below if you want a private tarot reading, and that is where you can find me. But that was your message today. I love you. Be careful what you wish for, and I'll see you in the next one. Now offering 7-day vigil candles burned on my personal altar for money, transformation, romantic love, psychic ability, clearing negative energy, passion, power, and more.